Hello, big thingies, small thingies, and all the thingies in between, and welcome to this week's video. It's a little space video. I'm probably going to do more videos this week, but anyway, this one's a little space video. So, I thought it'd be fun to say 10 random things that are like a discrete little space type thing, but they're gonna probably be different than all the ones that you've seen before. So anyway, a lot of these are just random ones that I found. Anyway, let's get into it. So this is actually the inspiration for this video, this cute, it's a plastic water bottle. It's not like a reusable one, although I might reuse it because I like how it feels. I like its texture. And my favorite thing about this is it's a top. I got this yesterday on the way to church. I remember thinking, this is such a cute, discreet, tiny, like, bottle top thing. It made me feel tiny, like in the way, so, it made me feel tiny in the way of, like, tiny aesthetics rather than, like, making me regress, if that makes sense. So it's more like thingy that makes me feel like tiny vibes rather than, like, being in tiny space. But anyway, this thing, I like this thingy. This thingy is great. If they make reusable water bottles like this, I want one. Okay, up next we have silverware. Honestly, we could say like dessert plates or like lunch plates also would go in this like smaller sized adult plates basically. But like basically the tiny spoon is the teaspoon. I actually use this to eat oatmeal because I don't like to have too much oatmeal in my mouth at a time. It's just too much texture. But I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, oatmeal is tiny, like people food. Like babies eat it. And I'm using a tiny spoon. How tiny! But usually, if I feel tiny and I want to make my breakfast, whatever I'm eating, leftovers, whatever, a bit tinier, I use a dessert fork. I have a family member that uses a dessert fork because for a similar reason that I use the teaspoon for like because their mouth is smaller. I like to use the dessert fork when I'm feeling tiny. It's like I'll use like regular dishes and then be like, I'm tiny because I'm using my tiny fork. Anyway. Next up, I have these cute little flower bullets. The ones that I have are like homemade ones. So, like, you can't really buy these anywhere. But they are really cute. I'm pretty sure you could probably make them yourself. Like, the flower, I don't know if my grandma, when she made these, if she made them, like, crocheted the flowers herself, if she bought those from somebody else and then, like, glued it. But, like, see, it's, like, just glued to, like, a regular bullet. So you could, like, buy decorative things and, like, make your own of these. Pretty sure I have a bluish pair in here somewhere. Oh, here they are. I don't really have green ones. Maybe I should make my own and try to find these neon colored flowers or something. I don't know. But anyway. I have other regular bullets in here. Here's the other one. So yeah, those are good, cause like they're bullets, you know, like normal people wear. It's kind of not necessarily, I think, meant to be for little kids. My sister says that I look like a little kid when I wear them, so you know, I think them as a little space thing. You can thank my sister for that. Buying more like age-appropriate games and playing with them as if they're baby toys. Like, I both play this game like as you would normally, one bigger, but one little. I play with it kind of like you do those like cup sorting baby toy things where like you sort the little different colored things into their matching colored cups. And Jenga is another good one for that. You just like stack the blocks, and it works really well for that. Like you just play with the blocks. You can do that with dominoes too. You just stack the dominoes and play with those. Stuff like that. Rather than like buying baby toys. My next idea doesn't have a video with it because it's TV shows, and it's finding TV shows that are popular with your demographic for reasons other than regression. So like if you're worried about people knowing that you regress, you could watch shows that are popular with your age group, like how a lot of people when I was in middle school liked My Little Pony, and a lot of adults now like Bluey, and not all of them are age regressors. Also, sometimes if you didn't want to admit that you liked something because you're an age regressor, you could just say you like it for nostalgia reasons. And also, there's more than one reason to like a TV show. You don't have to like a TV show just because it makes you tiny. You could always, you don't have to necessarily. I'm not advocating that you like lie to people. I'm saying like find other reasons to like some of the things you might like in little space in big space as well. So yeah. My next idea kind of goes back to like toys, like what we were talking about earlier, with like maybe if you don't feel comfortable like buying like little kids toys, you could use stuffed animals. So like instead of buying a baby doll, you would use a stuffed animal, and like treat that as a baby doll rather than buying like an actual baby doll. So that way, like if you're like, I don't know, in a college dorm or something, and other people wouldn't necessarily, they'd think you're just cuddling a stuffed animal or something, like, because stuffed animals nowadays seem to not just be relegated to like little kids. Adults, a lot of adults, even like non-age regressor adults, like stuffed animals. So this one, I actually got the idea from other little space, like descreate videos, and that is using like those little mini eraser food things as play food. I did also kind of think like mini brands is also an option if you don't want to buy like regular like little kids pretend food. There's also what is the thing, like going to like craft stores, and like I actually have some of those, like the like fake pumpkins and things. Different seasons they'll have different things. So like plastic eggs that you can like put things in for Easter. I don't know, like if you're a crafty person, just like having some stuff in your crafty stuff that's like little space related, could be a way of like being discreet about it. Basically, most of these tips are for like being around friends or people you live with, or some of them in public as well. But yeah, there's also like those, I remember for a while there was those like squishy keychains that sometimes some of them were food related, and I know those were popular with I think at least it seemed like online they were popular with teenagers. I don't know about adults. I'm making this trying to cover both teenage age regressors and like adults, because obviously if you're a young college student and you're still a teenager, or if you're a college student who's an adult, or an adult who lives with roommates, or a teenager who lives with siblings and parents, or an adult who still lives with their parents, you might find some of these ideas useful or helpful. I hope so, at least. So another idea that I had is if like you don't necessarily want to come out to someone as a age regressor, but you still have like toys that you like to play with, you could always just tell them you collect toys, which is true. Like, when you're an age regressor, you do collect toys, but you play with them as well, where a lot of times there's a lot of people, especially like older people, who will just collect them and not play with them. So it's like, it is true, but you're like only telling half of what it is. You could do the same thing with stuffed animals if you're like someone who is in a circle of friends where like people don't collect stuffed animals, because not everyone does. You could always just say, oh, I collect them, and then also like play with them too. Okay, so I'm trying to make these tips that like other videos don't have, but I'm gonna have to steal from other videos and say snacks, like tiny snacks, like fruit snacks and granola bars and stuff like that, because I don't know, I eat a lot of like tiny snacks because I also just like food like that. Like, even when I'm big, I'm like, fruit snacks. So I did have to add that one in there, like tiny snacks. You could even like make your own by like, well, I mean, you can make your own fruit snacks, but that's kind of complicated. But like trail mix or things like that too, and then have it in a little baggie, or just put like some cereal in a bag or a container if you want to be like better for the environment. Or you can reuse sandwich bags too. Yeah, those are my ideas so far that I have as far as food goes. I know that one's kind of derivative. It's in like probably every age regression video ever, but it's one that I also actually do. So, like, one that people did a lot during 2020 was like putting a pacifier under your mask, apparently. I didn't do that. I was not an age regressor in 2020, and I also probably wouldn't do that. Because anytime I use a pacifier, I find I have to take it out a lot because it dries your mouth out. So, like, you take it, you use it for a bit, you take it out, let your mouth undry out, and then put it back. Like, I'm not someone who uses it for hours. So that's why I don't really have to worry about it messing up my teeth, because I don't use it that often. But anyway, that is my next idea. So this tip is probably only going to work for those who have your own phones and like pay for your own phones and like nobody else has like access to it. But there's like a lot of stuff you can do on your phone when you're in little space. Like there's like those like really easy puzzle games. There's the like different drawing apps or whiteboard apps. I've never checked to see if there's like a magnet board app. That'd be kind of fun. But there's a lot of different things you can do on your phone when you're in little space that aren't necessarily going to be super obvious to other people. I have no idea if other people have said this in their little space videos. I don't remember anyone else saying this, probably because a lot of them are geared towards like being discreet in public, or at school, or work or whatever. Mine is like more towards like being discreet, like at your house, if you have like roommates or family or whatever. And so if you're someone who has a phone and you're the only one who has access to it, this tip might work for you. This is something that honestly I kind of do to some extent. Like, I still like to draw in little space. I do have some coloring books now, and I have to use the little kid coloring books anyway, even if I was to color in non-little space, because I can't see well. So the like adult coloring books are too tiny for me, so I have to use kids coloring books anyway. So I guess that's an extra bonus tip for any other visually impaired age regressors out there, that like no one's gonna question your kid coloring book because you can't, if you're not able to see the like adult coloring books. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope that you liked this. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that other fun YouTube stuff. And anyway, have a good day. I feel like it'd be fun to do a thing of like 10 little space things that I don't do, that a lot of other people do. But anyway, I really wanted 10 ideas in this video. Like, it was like really important to me that there was 10. And so I was trying to think of one more, because like I'm like almost got 10. And that would be I don't know. I'm still trying to think of one, actually.